With external factors like war and export bans leading to spiking food prices, concerns grow on what could be a worst-case scenario. The recent development served as a grim reminder of how dire South Korea's food self-sufficiency status is. Bo-kyoung sheds light on what can be done to tackle this problem in the short and the long term.
We might have plenty of food on our plates and think that South Korea will never be short of food. But that assumption could be wrong.
그러나 만약에 우리나라에 어떤 비상사태가 발생했다. 우리가 경제 제재를 받게 되거나 전쟁 같은 게 일어났다. 그러면 지금 2개월 이내에 우리나라에 먹을 게 없어져. 전쟁이 한 2개월만 지속되면 한국 사람은 무기로 전투에 지는 게 아니라 먹을 게 없어서 전쟁을 포기해. 이게 굉장히 위험한 얘기거든요.
An expert's desperate warning on the need to secure food supplies. Food security means that all people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food which meets their food preferences and dietary needs for an active and healthy life. Then what is the level of South Korea's food security? The food self-sufficiency rate for staple grains, rather than grains for animal feed, was at just 45.8% in 2020, dropping severely from over 80% in 1970. When feed grains are included, it gets even worse. The sufficiency rate stood at 19.3% in 2020, falling below the 20% mark for the first time. Compared to other major countries, we can see how low it is.
The situation is the most dire for wheat, with a sufficiency rate that's under 1%. The best way to tackle the problem is to increase production, have more farms grow wheat. The Yoon administration has announced plans to raise the self-sufficiency rate for wheat to 7% by 2027. The government has been buying wheat through the Industry Promotion Act since 2021, where it makes contracts with farms in advance to boost cultivation. Some say increasing the domestic wheat purchase price would be the answer, but farmers say giving incentives could be a better solution.
Production costs are twice as expensive, naturally leading to a price gap between processed products. If the purchase price goes up, it's a burden for companies as the price competitiveness goes down. Instead of raising the purchase price, the government should come up with incentives.
Another way to tackle the food security crisis is to find ways to store more food. Currently, the government and the Korea Agro-Fisheries and Food Trade Corporation store grains at 14 storage bases. To expand grain reserves, more bases are needed.
If the wheat reserves are expanded, it will be difficult to store all of that in our 14 bases. And to have a variety of kinds of grain stored, there should be specific facilities for each category of grain.
Another way to tackle the issue at an individual level is to reduce food waste. We need to minimize the amount of food thrown away before it expires. Sell-by dates show until what date food can be sold, but food can be eaten safely after this date. Restaurants and cafeterias should reduce food waste too, and more radio frequency identification or RFID waste bins should be installed. They charge households a fee depending on the amount of food waste they throw away. All of these efforts need to start with the realization that we need to prepare for food security crises. Bo-kyoung, Arirang News.